Well, it's been quite a day. So one of the things we talked a bit about today inevitably was the Deanery Challenge, and it's been great over this last few months that we've gone out to all the deaneries and we've been listening to them and really challenging them, and they've been challenging us with how we can work together to raise money. What we've done is to put before people the true, accurate, total costs of ministry in this diocese. And rightly or wrongly, for some people that clearly came as a bit of a surprise. And what we've taken from this whole process, and it came out a lot today during our Diocesan Synod debates, is that we're absolutely committed now to find a way to continue this into the future.
Diocesan Synod today has considered three options for the way in which we tackled the deficit in our operating budget. In the end, having listened to all of the arguments, it's opted for the 28% increase, which will enable us to bring the budget back into balance as quickly as possible. The really big positive advantage of this is that we can put this particular problem behind us and now focus really very much on how do we tackle the mission and ministry of the church here in Cornwall.
As part of today, we'd asked one or two people to come along and talk about their own experiences from the Deanery Challenge, and we had Tony Stevens and Andy Farr who came from Callington, and it was really extraordinary really to hear them talk about their own story, where what they did was concentrate on discipleship using the Way of Life resources and some resources called Freedom in Christ, and they showed us the figures that their giving has gone up significantly. So that one practical example of hearing from one particular parish about how the planned giving has risen significantly over the last couple of years because of their focus on discipleship was a real encouragement to everybody. One of the key debates we've had today, in a day which inevitably I'm afraid will probably get the headlines for the money and for the MMF, we also had a very, very important debate from a motion that came up from the Deanery, as we can do in Diocesan Synod. The Carmarth North Deanery for some time now have been working together to say how can we ensure that no clergy work on their own. And so they came up with this motion which we debated today called Never Alone. That we want clergy to be working together, not only of course with other clergy but with lots of other people, where they're helping each other be held to account and build up those levels of trust in their key relationships. So the debate was good, and we're now charged as the executive to bring back a report next year to say how can we take this forward, and I think there's something here that we can actually take on to General Synod and talk about across the whole Church of England. How can we get clergy working differently, and that means working much more closely together.